Welcome back to FryMinis. I'm Eric. Today we are taking a look at Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk, all the minis from our friends over at WizKids. We've got a whole set of minis. We've got a small limited edition box set of minis, and then we've got two premiums. All of these are related to the Phandelver and Below adventure. We've got a lot to take a look at, but first, real quick, reminder on how we do our rating systems. We've got three categories: sculpt, paint, and fun. Each one is judged on a 5-point scale. A 3 is, this is exactly what I would expect. So a 3 is totally good. 4 is better than I'd expect. And 5 is, this is very, very good. Reverse, 2 is disappointing, and 1 is, this is bad. We'll combine those ratings into a star factor for each mini, and then combine those star factors into an overall rating for the set. So first, we're going to take a look at the Hydra. Easy 5 stars across the board. This is really great. This excellent paint. It's really fun when you sit down at the table. People are going to look at it, and the sculpt quality is great. The Hydra is $50 on wizkids.com. I think this one's pretty great. It'd be kind of cool if the heads were detachable. You can do that with the another WizKids Hydra. I think it's actually a Pathfinder one, but that's okay. I've seen some people say, oh, I wish I had the whole body with it. But, you know, I get it. But there are lots of Hydras, lots of dragons we can use with whole bodies. So kind of having like that looming. Maybe it would be neat if there were little claws, like 2 little hands coming out of the water that you could have. So those could be in different spots, or a tail. Something like that could be neat. But at $50 for a premium, that's pretty low these days. So this is definitely, that's a great one. Okay, up next, we're gonna take a look at the Deep Dragon. Another very easy to give 5 stars. Super cool looking mini. We've got great sculpts. This is just one, this is so interesting. Anytime that you tell me you've got a mushroom dragon, I'm on board. I do know that the ancient Deep Dragon has these big like horns with mushrooms and stuff growing up, and it'd be kind of cool to put those on here. I know it kind of breaks it. Maybe if we had like little nubs or something. Usually I like it when we stick to the actual art, but I could see some flexibility here, because I think the chances of us getting an ancient Deep Dragon, like one of the big ones, the couple $100 ones, I think it's probably a little light. So I could have squeezed it in here, kind of done it in between, but it's okay. And at $80 for this premium, this is still in pretty good territory as far as the premiums go. So for $80, I think it's a win. Of course, everybody's scale on what is affordable and what isn't is going to be different. That's one of the reasons we don't factor price into our actual ratings, because everybody's going to have a different feel on that. But yeah, really cool. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the limited edition set. So this one is unusual. We've got a couple minis in here. Only one is a new sculpt, but the others are paint variants, so different color schemes from minis we'll find in the main set. So let's take a look at that. The Encephalon Gemule is a perfect example of total middle of the road. Nothing special, nothing disappointing, nothing impressive, just an okay mini. Psionic Goblin, similar. We've got the sculpt and fun, you know, those are okay. I am a little let down by the paint job on this one though. Corrupted Villager, this is 3s across the board. Just it's fine. It's nothing special to me. Now here's where we're looking, the Otyugh Mutate. So this one's a little different color than the one we'll find in the main set. Very near perfect scores. Really like this one. Okay, the Flesh Meld, this is the unique one. I'm a little disappointed by the paint job, but the fun is really cool. You set this on the table, everybody's looking. So for the limited edition, we're looking at 3.6 sculpt, 3.0 paint, 3.8 fun. So, you know, good scores on the fun, but that 3.2 overall is pretty low. Okay, now this one, so I've liked the premiums, right? But this one I would probably not be my top choice to pick up. $50 You're getting a couple of totally like mediocre paint variants. The OTUG is good. I do like that one a lot. And the flesh meld, the mini's cool, but I don't know that it is that it's unique in a way that you couldn't easily use another mini to replicate it on your table when you would be considering to buy the set just for the flesh meld. So this one I would probably not prioritize to pick up. All right, here we go. So this is going to be the complete set for Phandelver and Below. Just a note here, we only received 1 brick, so we don't have every single mini in the set. And just like normal, we will base our review off of the minis that we have access to. So what we've got, we did get most of them here, but we'll review what we can, right? So here we go. We actually start off really strong with the troglodyte. I'm very impressed with this for being a first mini in the set. Same deal as the variant Encephalon Gemule. It's okay. We're actually going to group 3 minis together here for one voiceover. So we have 3 zombies in a row. They are generally okay. I do like the sculpt on the last one here, but I wish we would not name minis just zombie. Like let's use some specific names. And it's really weird because some of the zombies we'll find later actually do have specifications, like a halfling zombie. So I don't know what the deal is here, but please stop calling these zombies. So this set actually has a couple of different goblins in it, and I think this is kind of the baseline goblin. And so that's why I think it's funny that I actually like this one more than some of the fancier ones. Things like this are hard to judge because it's just so small and it's such a specific use. So we end up with a 3 across the board. Okay, here is where we're seeing some of these problems with the goblins. We don't really have a face. So I'm dropping the paint down because the rest of it's all right, but yeah. I do like this psionic ashen white. I wish we could have done a little more something with it. I think there's good potential here though. Grimlock is just like, it looks like an old mini, truthfully, is what it looks like. It's not bad, it's not great, it's just meh. Same for the wolf. Like, why does this wolf have these weird ribs? But otherwise, you know, it looks pretty all right. So some of these minis are just in a weird spot. Oh, here we go. Nesnar, the spider. This one's great. If the staff had been anything other than just the black plastic, it would have been 5 across the board. Love this. All right, here we go. Drow Assassin, 5 across the board. Look at this cool pose, this great flowing cape. Great detail. Really, really good. Dwergar Zombie, I really appreciate how goofy this person is running around without his boot. It's just, I put this in a higher tier than the others. Same for the halfling zombie. Love, love, love this axe in the head, and the detail on a small mini in particular, really impressive. Intellect Snare is 3s across the board because truthfully I'm having a hard time kind of figuring out what's going on with it. So ultimately results in sure. Psy Brawler, this one is pretty fun. Having some psychic punches or something. Great detail here. Like this one a lot. Psy Commander though, this shield is really cool. This is a really special effect. I don't see a lot of things this kind of dramatic, especially on a small. Come on, you knew it. As soon as you saw this blue slot, you knew we were giving it all 5s. Frog butts always get high scores in Julie's world. The Grick Alpha is in a weird spot. There's nothing like mechanically wrong with it that's keeping it down, but it's just, it's not a lot to it. It's too small and basic. The Cloaker Mutate is let down by its paint job, but there aren't a ton of Cloaker minis, so you could swap this in pretty easily though. Hook Horror, love this one. Just love the color scheme in general, but also that gradient. We don't get a lot of big gradients on WizKids, and they did great here. Eden Ceramorph is let down by its paint job, and here's an example of why it's not bad, it's just kind of basic. So that's where we end up with that, keeping it in the 3s. Ochre Jelly though, this is great. This is one of my favorite translucent minis ever. This particular orange, they nailed it, and just the size, this is great. Otiug Mutate, so this is the other color, so we've had green and kind of yellow now. This is good. I like this a lot. The Drow Priestess, I like this mini, but I think the paint is too thick or something. It kind of like it just goos over the armor. Mind Flare Clairvoyant is exceptional. The paint, I just couldn't give it 5 on the paint. It's too basic, but otherwise, this is great. And the Roper, this is a really good Roper mini. I've seen a lot of not great ones, and this one's definitely one of the better ones I've seen. So for just the set, not the premiums or the other box, really high scores here. The overall 3.61, this is a very good score, but wow, those sculpt and fun scores really close to 4. So this set is in an interesting position, the main set here. At 160 for a brick, so that's 8 boxes. Each box contains 4 minis with 1 large or larger, and then 3 medium or smallers. 160 to me feels a little high with how small so many of these minis are. So I struggle with the price on this one a little bit, but overall I like this set. I think this is a really good set. Obviously for the Phandelver book itself, this is great, but a lot of these have pretty good reusability, especially just kind of the goblins and the zombies and wolves. You've got a good spread there. So yes, this is a good set. Yes, this is still a good set. I think even if you're new to collecting minis, this is a good one to go in on. You get a pretty solid spread here. I think we've got a lot in this video, a lot of Phandelver related things. Really like those, the premiums. The limited edition set, was not my favorite. In this, I think is a good set here. So thumbs up, I guess, overall is where I would land on all the Phandelver stuff. Again, thanks to our friends at WizKids for sending all this over for review. If you want to talk about it, we'd love to hear from you. Leave us a comment below or join us over at discord.gg/FryMinis. And don't forget, Spud Club Painting Challenge is going January. You've got plenty of time to get your entries in. Otherwise, yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.